Hello. So, in today's video, we will consider some deeper understanding of the Bible. So, have you been reading the Bible? And I don't know if you're part of those who have read the Bible, the Old Testament, and come to the conclusion that the God of the Old Testament must be the devil himself. Must be a wicked being. The people who read the Bible, the Old Testament, who have come to that conclusion, I mean, which makes sense. I don't know, they go to the New Testament, and I don't know why they don't make the conclusion that Christ is the opposite, or the God of the New Testament is the opposite of the God of the Old Testament. Maybe because they are just so annoyed about the Old Testament activities of the God there, that they've projected it to the New Testament. That's why it's good to go to a grace church. It's just that those grace church, they don't have power, they don't have fire. I hope that will change sometime later in life. In the New Testament, Paul said that the letter killeth, but the Spirit gives life. I'm sure that you've heard that. I mean, if you're a Christian, you've heard that so many times. I mean, you are welcome to listen to this if you are not a Christian. So, I teach metaphysics. So, and my foundation was my foundation is the Christian. I have a Christian foundation. That's why I talk about the Bible most of the time. But whether I am from the Christian foundation or Muslim or Buddha, it doesn't really matter. The truth is the same. When you tear away all that bullshit and you get to the baseline, you discover that the truth remains the same across generations. It is the same thousands of years before Christ came, before Moses was there. And it's going to be the same thousands of years from now, even after with Christianity, Islam have been forgotten, because civilizations rise and fall, and as they rise and fall, their religion rise and falls with them. Paul said that the Spirit, the letter killeth, or the literal the literal interpretation of the Bible kills. It 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 kills. It has no life. So when you read it literally, you are reading in the Bible, Abraham took his son Isaac to offer him as a sacrifice because God told him so. So Abraham climbed the mountain. He climbed the mountain with Isaac, and they were going. And Isaac said, Father Abraham, here are the woods, here are the this thing, here are the this thing, but there is no the ram. And Abraham looked at his son with pity in his eyes and said, "Don't worry, my son. The Lord Himself shall provide." I mean, there's something there. So let's go there. And so Abraham carried his son, and he tied his son on this thing, and he took the knife, and he wanted to give. And then the angel appeared, wow. I said, Abraham, my son, don't do that. It sounds like Tales by Moonlight. Ah. The literal interpretation of the Bible kills. You end up with nothing. You end up a religious bigot. You end up with nothing. you end up eating. The Spirit is what gives life. The Spirit of God is a present moment phenomenon. God is not a man. God is not a being. Spirit of God is not a man. It's not a being. Men, what we call man, is dead. In reality, man is to reality the way a shaft from a tree, a shaft of a seed is to the tree. As a man, man is dead. So it needs the Spirit to quicken his mortal body. The Spirit is a present moment phenomenon. A phenomenon is far greater than a man. The wind is a phenomenon. It is greater than the man. When you were not in this realm, the wind was there. Now that you are in the realm, you can feel the wind. When you go away, the wind will remain there. The heat of the sun, or don't let me say the sun, heat is a phenomenon. Whether the sun is there, whether it is not there, the heat remains. Phenomenons are greater than man. The Spirit of God is a phenomenon, and it is a present moment phenomenon. And you can quickly see the Spirit of God right now, right here, right in that present moment of yours. Yeah, you can see it. You want to see the Spirit of God? All right. If you want to see the Spirit of God, all you have to do is put your attention on the space contained in your presence. The space contained in your presence is the almighty, invisible, only wise God. It is God in motion. It is the Spirit of God. It is also... Do you know I waited about 45 minutes so that guy is... Can you hear that? I'm tired of mainland. I waited for about 45 minutes and I have things to do. Now it's back. I don't know if I should pause this or... Okay, so the space is also the Spirit of God. Now when we focus on the Bible and we try to extract truth from it, and we don't do it through the Spirit, then we end up with dead words, words that have no transforming power. Some will become followers of pastors, of churches, of religion. Some will begin to hate religion and all that. Meanwhile, all that Bible, that word is a signpost. The Bible is a signpost pointing at something inside of you. It's pointing at something inside of me. It's pointing at something inside of you. Imagine you're driving from point A to point B. You don't know exactly where point B is, so you have to rely on signposts. So as you're driving, you come across the first signpost. Then you park your car, and then you build a camp around the signpost, and you begin to bow down and worship the signpost. You do that. That is religion. That's what religion is. Whether it's Christianity, Judaism, the Tao, I can't remember. There are Tao, you know. There are thousands of these religions with their own individual gods. Thou shalt not have any other God before me. Now, let us start from there. The literal interpretation, every religion will say that their own God is the real God, and that nobody should have any God beside them, beside their own God. The traditionalists will say the same thing. But if you tear away the word, the literal interpretation, and you look for the spirit of the word, which is found in this present moment, in this now, the alive now, this now that is the living thing, then you will realize that there is somebody who is talking, who is reading it out. Thou shalt not have any other God before me. Who is me? In this living thing that is happening now, who is me? I am me. You are you. Thou shalt not have any other God before you. Before me, I must not have any other God before me. So if I am trying to pray to God, who am I praying to? Or who is this God? Who is the God that I must not have before me? Who is me? Is it this physical me that is saying me? When I say me, is it this me that is seated here? Or it is some activities going on in my mind that cause me to say me? If this activity that is going on in my mind doesn't go on, is it possible for me to say me? Can a fan say me? Can a bird say me? They are not aware of any activity going on in mind, so they don't have the ability to say me. But I have the ability to say me. You have the ability to say me, because something is happening in that mind. Now we are going to discard the me itself and go within to find that what activity, what mechanics in this mind of mine that causes me to know that I am me. When I find these mechanics, then I must make sure that I have no other God before that mechanics, the mechanics of the mind. I'll give you an expo quickly. When you go within to look for the me, you will not find anything there. There is nobody there. There is no one there. This no one is the power of creation. This nothingness is that which has the power to say I am. This I amness is the one saying, you must not have any other God. What are gods? Gods are beings that have done their own best to self-realize the I am within themselves. And in so doing, they've been able to perform signs and wonders, things that can take the mind, take you from your own mind to theirs. For example, you have a pastor who is so powerful. So, when he says, sickness disappear. You have money by next tomorrow. You become, whatever. And he's doing that, and miracles are happening. Do you know what my brothers and sisters in the Lord will do? They have happily found a new God. They found a new God. And they begin to pray about the God of the pastor. And it doesn't hurt, really. It actually doesn't hurt. It's just that when you get lost in that illusion, you will never self-realize. You will never self-actualize. You will always be under the canopy of the self-realization of whoever your God is. Some people's God is Jesus. Some people's God, Muhammad. Some, you know, what's that God in Ocean State? Mm. So many gods. Don't let us even go to India. And people are carrying these gods and idols up and down, not on being unable to self-actualize. Now the Bible comes and tells you, "Thou shalt have no other God before me." And we have logically analyzed who this me is. When you go within to go and look for the me, who is this person saying me? I want to find it. I want to find that. So you sit in meditation to look for the person who is capable of saying me, who is capable of saying I am. You end up finding no one there. The Bible is not a book of storybook. It's not a book of storybook. It's not a tales by moonlight book that you read to. In fact, the Bible is not supposed to be spread out this much. It's an esoteric book. A book that you need discipline. You need teachers that are well versed. Not. Thank God for the power of faith. Like, if not for the power of faith, the power to believe in something until you see a result, because that works. Whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, or a Buddhist, or a Catholic, or a traditional worshiper, once you have faith, strong faith in something, then it works. And if that faith is now powered by love, some people's faith does not work because it's usually powered by fear. And that is the advantage that we who are loving, who are kind, who are on the positive side have against the negative side. Their own faith is usually powered by fear. So somebody who is at the negative side can be doing wickedness to a particular person for like 30 years, and the person is suffering for that whole 30 years. But when the person realizes that it is some actual spiritual battles that they are facing, and the person who has been suffering for 30 years wakes up and gets knowledge and begins to fight back. He can probably fight back for like 3 days. Okay, maybe 1 week. Okay, maybe 1 month. And all the work that the enemies have been doing for 30 solid years, everything will scatter. Faith plus love. So what am I saying? The Bible is not a storybook. It is a metaphysical book. It is a book that tells you about your own self. Every character in that Bible is you. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Elijah, Elisha, Jesus, Peter, Paul, the 12 disciples, Esther, Naomi. All characters in the Bible is talking about you. You are all the characters together. But it is not you the physical body. It is the imagination. The imagination of man is the same as the imagination of God. All are thinking from the same place. Both God and man think from the same place. I hope this helps.